Party. Vote for Labour Party. Me a vote for Labour Party. Me a me charge. Be a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. We're doing good for you. Oh, we are vote for Labour Party. Me a me charge. Be a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. We're doing good for you. All it. Pretty Labour Party. Vote for Labour Party. Me a vote for Labour Party. Me a me charge. Be a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. We're doing good for you. Oh, we are vote for Labour Party. Me a me charge. Be a better future. Me choose Jamaica. Vote for Labour Party. Doing good for you. All it.
Good morning.
An opposition senator and former People's National Party cabinet minister today told Gordon House that he's not convinced the party made enough for
Technical difficulties. Good morning. Let's just forget about the intro. So I did not charge my secondary device last night, and I woke up this morning and it is dead, but I needed to come live nonetheless. So good morning, everybody. As you can see from the title of the program this morning, we're going to talk about the happenings in Westmoreland yesterday. Before we get into that, obviously, let us roll out the morning shout outs. See? So Chris Davis, big up yourself. Beverly Clark, big up yourself. Jacqueline Chambers, big up yourself. Annette Steele, big up yourself. Mark Nemard, big up yourself. Simone Campbell, big up yourself. Melody, good morning. A. Hutchinson, good morning. Emma, big up yourself. PB, big up yourself. Elaine, big up yourself. Darcy Bell, big up yourself. Demos, big up yourself. Melvina, big up yourself. And good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law. Now there is 53 of us thus far. We're asking for 70 thumbs up per live, people. So as you jump into the live, just double tap the screen and give the live a thumbs up, or hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs up button. Also, tell me if you hear me properly. Tell me if you see me properly, my people. Good morning to Jasmine, Bertie. Good morning, Element Girls. Mama Winsome Nemacha, good morning. Pinky Rose, big up yourself, good morning. Now, Westmoreland, Eastern, Western, and Central. I am immensely proud of my parish. From what I saw yesterday, my parish is looking completely green. See, I want to take no credit. Obviously, I will recognize that the Prime Minister and the government have done a lot of work over the last 9 years on the people of Westmoreland. You know, when I saw the camera going through Westmoreland Central last night, and I saw persons who I know are die-hearted PNP. I saw my friend Tina, who have been a PNP all of her life, was holding a big sign saying choose Jamaica, and I felt so warm in my heart, guys. I went to bed at like almost 6 a.m. UK time this morning because I stayed up watching the entire proceedings. I must say to the people of Western Westmoreland, you know, there have been some Labourites who have been stirring the pot, who were trying to divide Labourites in Western Westmoreland. And I must say that the show in Western Westmoreland last night was absolutely awesome. You know, the Prime Minister's pulling power. You know, it speaks for itself. And Westmoreland is firmly in the green. So big up on yourself, Westmoreland, every time. Now, we're going to get back to the whole Westmoreland issues because I have a lot to say as it relates to that. Now, we would have seen the national debates last night as it relates to the PNP and the JLP. The PNP did not show up last night. They came as per usual with a bag of lies, a mouth full of lies. They did not answer not even one question last night. Not even one. And I have a bone to pick at one media personality called Emily Shields. You know, I once held Emily Shields in high esteem, much like Deion Jackson Miller. You know, I thought Emily Shields had some kind of sense, my people. I thought Emily Shields was intelligent, was an intelligent person. You know, and I heard Emily Shields came out last night and gave an analysis of what happened at the debates last night. The JLP started out shaky with Pernell Charles. I will give her that. Other than that, Team JLP was pristine, and not because I am a Labourite, but because I have eyes and ears and can see. Damian Crawford did not answer a question. The lady in the middle, I don't know who that is, a first may I see her. She did not answer one question. And definitely Raymond Price came last night with his jaws in a twist. He come and look argument and come for cheers. Raymond Price or Gayman Price or whatever he want to call it. And they did not perform any at all. We did not leave last night knowing anything more of what the PNP... Well, we did learn that Damian Crawford said that if the PNP won or wins the election, they would be scrapping the school bus system. And I see how them people are regressive. The buses are already here, you know. And then say they bus them all. But then they say, alright, the old bus them there already, the money spent already, so we're not going to waste the money. We're going to make them go and run. And as the economy get better, we buy newer ones and buy new ones. Or we can look into replacing those later on with new brand coasters. Eh? When I see them people have an ambition. And them take taxpayer for idiot. When I see them people have no ambition. First of all, Damian Crawford fumbled his first question. It did not make any sense. The lady in the middle, I don't know what she name. None of the question them asked to her. She did not give a viable answer. Neither did Raymond Price. All questions asked by the Jamaica Labour Party was answered. And it is because they keep running out of time why they could not complete the answers. See? Also, I suspected, me and my team suspected that the questions that apparently was coming from social media, they were fake. You know, they were and it sounded to us as the PNP got the questions beforehand and had a chance to look over the questions. That is how it sounded to us. But still, they could not overpower us because the facts are the facts, my people. And you can't get around the facts. You know, we are living in an information age, my people. And we are going to be fact-checking all of what Damian Crawford said and his team, and we'll be putting them out as the day progresses. Now, I also have some wranglings to talk about, but I will be doing that tonight as it relates to the municipal corporation down there in Savlamar. They have turned on their councillor from South Savlamar, Julian Chang, and they are proceeding now to, you know, to further victimize her. And I have gotten wind of it, and I'll be doing a special program this evening as it relates to that. See, now I am going to play a clip from Cliff Hughes as to how he broke it down last night as it relates to the debates, my people. Because we cannot trust Emily Shields, who works for the RJR. RJR is a PNP affiliated news network. We cannot trust TVJ. TVJ is a RJR. Gleaner, RJR, who else? Radio, something another, Radio 106 or something like that. They're all from the Jamaica Gleaner group. Radio Jamaica group, sorry. And they're all affiliated with the People's National Criminal Organization. And this is why we believe that they don't want anybody from Nationwide there, because they are trying to skew the narrative. They are trying to set up the Jamaica Labour Party. But as history will prove, that the JLP is on the right side of history. And when the day come for us to buck him, I guarantee you my Prime Minister will smoke him like a cigar. Now listen to Cliff Hughes' analysis, my people. I will get to the comments after.
For the September 23 general elections, it was on social issues, and we're going to go straight to the analysis that you want to hear. From where I sit, from what I saw, Matthew Samuda, the Minister of Water, Job Creation, and the Member of Parliament for North East St. Anne, arrived on the national political stage this evening as one to watch for the future. He is leadership material. He was commanding, he was self-assured, he was coherent, logical, and devastating in his responses. He, to me, was a star of the debate this evening, without doubt.
I would agree with that assessment, Cliff. He was heads and shoulders above the rest. He was heads and shoulders above the rest of the field by a wide margin. He showed a level of confidence and understanding in all the subject matters that were discussed this evening, and it resonated to suggest that when you heard him answer a question, you were certain that the answer was proper, as well as he was the proper attack dog as well. He gave the jabs where the jabs were necessary, but he did not veer off into that territory unnecessarily. He stayed on point and he stayed on message.
Javon?
I absolutely share your sentiments. Mr. Samuda really rose to the occasion and anchored the Jamaica Labour Party's team like Siobhan said. He was both attacking and defended and responded to the questions beautifully. Wonderful stuff in the world of debating. I am most pleased.
Nadine.
Yeah, I think he really took the debate to the next level. He answered each question. I think sometimes some of the debaters got lost in the middle.
Come on, guys. There's 226 of us. And I get me to 70 thumbs up now. We ask for 70 thumbs up per live. So just hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button, do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See?
Of the question, like they didn't remember what road they were traveling on, and so sometimes they got lost and you could see them trying to find their way back, but they couldn't. He never did that. And he always answered his question and answered within time. And what I noticed with him, his strategy at first was, I'm going to answer the question and then I rebut. And then he didn't get long-winded. He was precise. He was clear. He stayed connected to the question and to the message. And then he went after the PNP. And there were moments.
Also, I want to thank MDL, who sent me a £50 $50 super thanks yesterday after the live. So after the live ended, he sent me a $50 super thanks. So big up MDL, big up Lady J, big up Alex, big up Claudette, and big up somebody else sent me a super thanks yesterday. I have to go back over it. I can't remember everybody. So big up on yourself and thank you very much. See?
When he went after the PNP, that he was devastating in terms of how he rebutted. And because they said some things that they shouldn't have said, he was able to bring in some things that he would perhaps not have brought in unless they said those things. So I think he was very, very effective. He showed a mastery of the social issues.
I'm impressed. Let me go to Ricardo Brooks first. Ricardo?
Hi, Cliff. Hi, panel.
Hi.
Yes, I agree with you. Matthew the occasion brilliantly. As I said, I expected him to. But the panel not to sleep on Kamina Johnson Smith's response to that integrity question, which I think she hit out of the park. We were batting an eye. I thought it was one of the most effective answers of the night. And with so many eyeballs, I think this is the first time in a very cogent, crisp, clear way that a member of the Jamaica Labour Party has come to the Prime Minister's defense in the way that she did. Colonel Charles Jr.'s closing statement, excellently executed. He had a very shaky debate, but he certainly redeemed himself with that closing
That was his best moment, Ricardo.
Yes.
Absolutely was his best moment. Raymond Price may have oversold himself, may have overdone it tonight. I think in the past, his theatrics have come across well. Tonight, it bordered on ugly. And I don't know that he did.
You know, after the debate last night, I would have refused to shake or hug any of those PNP. Naturally and normally, you guys would have heard me say, you know, we are all one Jamaica. But when they stand on a platform telling blatant lies about the Prime Minister's statutory declaration, continuing to drive home that lie. See, when Raymond Price was getting very ugly in the debate and saying things that was not necessary to the debate, for lack of better word, I would have refused to shake any of their hands. May I tell you no? Honest to God.
The People's National Party any favors. Sophia Fraser.
Good morning, Davnet. Good morning, Joseph. Good morning, Ellen Mackenzie. Good morning to my beautiful wife. Good morning, baby.
Very commanding, confident, clear, crisp. She did what she needed to do. Damian Crawford resisted the urge to lecture, and he threw some punches. All in all, I think it was a pretty balanced affair. Only because I think Matthew Samuda was so head and shoulders above his fellow debaters. But all in all, I think I declared a draw.
Pete Sankey?
All right. I said in my opening.
How do you declare something a draw when nothing that the PNP said last night was factual? Not one thing was factual. Nothing what they say, no, never factual at all. Every single thing that they said is a lie. The PNP team, everything what the PNP team said last night is absolutely untrue. Everything. So how do you declare that a draw? Somebody tell me.
That I expected Matthew Samuel to come out as a top debater for the PNP, and he did. He held his ground and he did very well. Right? I believe that the GLP was better prepared for this debate. I would expect more from Raymond Price, but I think Sophia Fraser-Bint is the one who carried it for the PNP, despite fumbling earlier on the environment question, and she covered the environment. So I was expecting her to be better with that. But Martin Samuda hit her very hard on that point. Pearl Charles, this is Cliff, came back in the closing part. Pearl Charles on the housing issue, he fumbled a lot. But I think this debate belongs to Martin Samuda, and I will be to the jail.
Javon, I'd like to get your assessment of Damian Crawford in terms of his performance this evening. He was expected essentially to be the lead of the team, and you see where he fielded most of the questions, but how do you think he handled them?
All right, so I believe that he was not confident any at all throughout the debate. I was expecting a more...
Hey, I see Damian Crawford last night. How would this How this a PNP man a come from? When me look good. Now Damian Crawford. he man ugly. He shine. Me don't know where they put him in, brother. Me don't know where they rub up him in. It look like he rub with a little up last. He man shine subtle. He man cut off a goatee. I goatee, you know. They don't like me. I look at him and say, what is this man? How he look so weird? Yeah? I didn't realize, he cut off a goatee. So, man, ugly so till my paper. No one die lose. Kind so ugly.
resolute and a more commanding Damian to be on display. That wasn't the case. I think a lot of the times he got lost in his response and he veered off course. But overall, it wasn't a bad showing. But based on what we know of Damian Crawford and who we know him to be, I was expecting so much more. But it's a fair, I'd give him a fair attempt.
Well, I was disappointed, yeah? And Damian fell victim to the expectations game, yeah?
Yes.
People thought he would have led the PNP. He never gained his composure. Yep. He was nervous right throughout the debate, yeah? He made some gaffes when he spoke, for example, about the mammogram.
Oh, let me just answer to two I comment them before we get any further. So Valentina say him shine, but don't call him ugly. Now when you're a liar, you're a thief. And when you're a thief, you're very ugly to me. And every liar is a thief, as some granny tell me. And that me believe. See? Anyway. The crowd in Westmoreland. We soon get back to the Westmoreland topic. Damian look like he washing his face for the first time. He looks swell. The crowd in Westmoreland looks really good. I listened to some of the debate, but I think Price was effective. Price was never effective, Dean Johnson. Price was very rude, very disrespectful, and none of the questions asked to him. Go back and watch over the debate. None of the questions were asked to any of the PNP have gotten an answer today. So therefore, I don't see how anybody can conclude that they have won or even draw, because none of the questions asked to them yesterday or last night was answered, not even one. And that is the honest assessment. You know, if somebody came close to answering a question, it was the lady and the environment. That's it. Every time, even the question where somebody online say, without going back to the past and blaming the other party, something along healthcare. And when Raymond Price took that question, he proceeded to go back to the past and blaming the government for something and did not even answer the question. Don't watch over back in the debate, no man, and be objective. Just open the ears and listen. Nothing that they did last night, the PNP did. They either lie or they deflected. That's it. Full stop. We continue to listen to Cliff Hughes.
Mammograms. Yeah. Instead of mammography units.
Yes.
Yeah. And that dogged him throughout much of the 90 minutes. He was the worst performer tonight, without a doubt.
And I have to draw attention to the matter of when he was speaking about data and access in terms of rural schools.
Yeah.
He confused many of the terms in terms of he showed that he did not understand the material he was working with.
He was a nervous wreck.
He confused megabytes with megabits per second in terms of capacity versus speed,
yes.
which shows that he fully actually grasped what he was detailing. But I understand, Pete Sankey, you have a point to make regarding Damian's performance.
Yes, looking at Damian, I think Damian is more a platform speaker. This wasn't suitable for him. Damian performed better on the platform. I was expecting much better from him, but he will be better on the platform, I think. Thanks.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's more of a I don't want to use the G word, but on the platform, that repartee that you get and the call and response kind of speaking, but I think to carry a lot of facts and to speak to items in a particular kind of expert way, I think that's not Damian, and we saw that tonight. We saw that he could easily get confused with facts and he could present information that is not true, that made his side very vulnerable. And so I think people tend to expect a lot of him, perhaps because he's the writer of the manifesto or the main actor of the manifesto. People expected him to know more, perhaps because he comes across as this savvy, you know.
And this goes to prove Dr. Dana Dixon's point, where she stated that the manifesto was a chat GPT version of the old JLP manifesto of 2020. So if Damian Crawford is the author of the PNP's manifesto, how comes he's not molding over the questions asked to him? Because he would have known all of their policies. Also, the Jamaican parents must look into this. The government has a program. They already spent $1.4 billion acquiring some school buses. It is a program that will advance. It is in its infancy now, and it will advance later on down the line. So we have acquired some used buses. Almost every bus we're coming to Jamaica is used. Very few are brand spanking new. See? These buses are designed in America for safety of children. That is their primary purpose, to carry and to safely carry children. This government has acquired some of them between 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 15 years old. See? When you go and you buy one 2013 around 2014 Toyota Axia, it look brand new to you. But how old is that? See? And it is a reliable vehicle. See? When you go and you buy one Pro Box, it is several years old. But it look brand new to you when you go to the car mart go buy it. And it is several years old. This is the same thing with the buses. Now for Damian Crawford to be saying that should the PNP gain power, they will scrap the bus system. How does that make sense? The buses are already here. They are set to roll out. Okay, why don't Damian Crawford say, listen, we are not in agreement with this bus system, but they are already here. We are not waste taxpayers' money. We are going to roll them out. And over the time, as the economy grows, we will add more or discontinue the old ones and buy brand new ones. Nothing that the PNP said last night was factual. It was all lies. They did not come with any finances as to how they will finance anything. Also, it was even a debate like that. It wasn't even a debate like that, you know. It was to deal with social events, things like crime, things like, you know, stuff and that in that what they call it now, in that era, in those areas of social life. And hardly any of those questions was posed to the people on the platform. I also said this before, I suspect that the questions was given beforehand to the PNP team and they still fumble it, my people. But we continue to break down the analysis. And when is the next debate? Does anybody know when is the next debate? I believe Christopher Tufton is a part of the next debate, and that will show up the PNP. Also, when the Prime Minister gets his hands on Bucky Massa, I guarantee you that will put an end to all debate. So Tuesday coming, we will have the next debate. And I guarantee you, my people, that the Prime Minister will put an end in the final debate to Mark Goldie. We will get to Westmoreland in short order. I have to speak to Westmoreland people this morning. Please,
you know, I made a point of
please subscribe if you have not subscribed yet, my people. I want to get me to 100 thumbs up. Please, there's 378 of us here. Get me to at least 100 thumbs up, please. And do remember to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See? Much love.
Beginning of our commentary that the medium can be devastating. Television can be brutal.
Yes.
And Damian fell victim to that tonight.
Yeah.
He was not sweating, but his face was oily. I don't know if it was sweat, but he did not look comfortable. He was not the self-assured Damian Crawford, confident that we were expecting.
Yes, he looked out of his depth.
The other takeaway for me, yes, the first of the three debates, the opposition needed to land punches.
Pressure bus five.
Price tried, Damian tried, Sophia tried, especially with that question that Ricardo spoke to about the Prime Minister's uncertified declarations, and the government responded more than effectively, parried very well. If you're in a boxing match, they defended, they bobbed, they weaved, and counterattacked.
Thank God we have objective people in Jamaica still, like Cliff Hughes and team. If we were to rely on TVJ and CVM and the Gleaner, mighty God of Daniel, we would have been doomed. So thank God we have people like Cliff Hughes still in Jamaica.
Opposition did not score any points tonight.
And I would agree with you.
I don't know if that question is still in play, though. That matter of the Prime Minister's uncertified declaration. I don't know if in the grand scheme of the political narrative at this particular point, if it is in play beyond PNP grasp.
It is no longer in play. Nobody is following up that narrative because we have proven over and over, especially me, that the Prime Minister is not in the wrong. He have submitted all of his documentation, and it is the Integrity Commission who is playing politics because they are in the back pocket of Mark Bucky Massa, old Bucky Swamps, old Bucky 32's back pocket, because he and Joseph Matalan, who are best buddies, are in cahoots together, and they are trying to tear down the Prime Minister's image. But it has backfired just like every other thing that the PNP have tried over the last 9 years. Every time they come up against God's anointed, every single time they come up against one bro God, they have the blows that they have thrown have chinked off his armor because he's protected by the Most High, my people. Shower labor.
Supporters, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think they could have punched with some other pointers, you know?
And Ricardo, that's where I'd like to bring you in, because that was my question to the panel when that question was asked. It was.
My wife says she's proud of me, so thank you, baby. Love you very much, and thanks for all that you do. Thanks for all of the support that you show me. So big up yourself as well. I am not doing it on my own. It's because me have support behind me. So big up yourself, baby. Jamaica 411 go through the report, and it shows where every dollar came from. Exactly. And we have dispelled that now. The PNP is still latching on to it because they are hoping to get some kind of political capital out of it, my people. And the team led by Damian Crawford yesterday, absolute disgrace, absolute disaster, and they have not answered one question. So Emily Shields and any other person that came to say that the PNP have won, they are completely blind and delusional, you know. And I am sorely disappointed in Emily Shields, who I thought was somebody intelligent. We'll continue to listen to Cliff Hughes.
It's almost predictable.
Yeah.
It would be the one question on a test sheet that you would expect the person taking to have the answer to. So why bother go for that question? I'd like to bring you in on that, Ricardo.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dr. Sprint is right. I think it was political red meat for the base. That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, you know, the truth is you want to use this exercise to show up your political support, right? The JLP leading to a well-known attack on the PNP, which is high taxes, and Sophia Fraser-Binns went for the...
Even the tax question that Matthew asked, none of them knew who would answer it because none of them can answer it. You know, they took at least a 20-second pause. None of them knew how to answer that question. And then for somebody to come after that and say that the PNP won the debate, they are absolutely and completely biased. May I tell you now, Emily Shields, I am sorely disappointed in you. And you should go and hide yourself away from the media. Go now, Emily Shields. You and Dean Jackson Miller, you guys have done a great disservice to yourselves and your characters, you know. And people used to hold you know, in very high esteem, but no more. You guys are tribal. You guys are leeches of the PNP. You will stoop to any level to pursue a PNP agenda, one that is not good for the people of Jamaica. But because you guys is sitting up there and your high horse is making millions of dollars, you don't want to see the local people down the bottom come up and get a comeuppance to come to you guys' level. See? But you will never stop Angie Holness or the Jamaican people. Now go now and step aside, you shocking wild animals. Continue to listen to Cliff Hughes, my people.
The political talking point regarding the Prime Minister. I think what I was impressed by, I mean, you're right, Siobhan, you'd expect that the JLP debaters would be ready for the question, but it was the effortless way with which Kamina Johnson Smith swatted it away. I really was impressed there, because the fact is, up to that point, let's be frank, she had been struggling. She had been struggling to maintain time. She had been struggling to keep her thoughts, you know, on track. On that one question, it was such a standout moment for me. I think I tweeted, whack, because, yeah, you literally heard the ball hit the back, and your eyes just watch it just fly out of the stadium. It really, really, I thought was very effective of her.
Well, who won the debate, Javon?
All right, so before I give my thoughts on who won, I just want to point out that this is the first social debate that we're having in ages where crime has not been mentioned any at all. And I think that stands to testament that our country is heading in the right direction. And to make it brief, in my estimation, I'd give this the first debate to the Jamaica Labour Party.
Nadine?
I think to the Jamaica Labour Best Speaker, Matthew Samuda.
I second.
Yes, I think the JLP more cogently handled their questions, and most of them stayed on point. I think the PNP, especially Price and Damian, they tended to go off topic and didn't tackle the questions as the questions were answered in the way they needed to be. I think...
let me just answer Prudence. So Prudence said, Dujon, we have to respect each other's opinion. We all will not have the same opinion. I don't know what Emily was saying. Probably her brain was a bit foggy. And this is why, yes, she entitled to her opinion. I am entitled to my opinion of her. When you see somebody blatantly lie, see, especially when you see somebody blatantly being rude. The Jamaica Labour Party last night team was being professional. They did not veer into any personal insult. They answered the question how it came, and some of the time they run out of time. They were answering the question, they just run out of time. That is what happened. See? The lady lied, and the PNP said, I forgot what she named, because first me I say I know her from Adams, and I know politics. See? Like I said, Raymond Price was being very disrespectful, and Damian Crawford was nervous. He fumbled the first question asked to him, and then after that proceed to tell lies. He was even saying things that he know nothing about. I was lying in bed listening, and I was thinking, what? I was thinking, answer the question now. These are things that I was thinking, but maybe I'm a bit biased because I am JLP. However, the PNP could not have come out on top last night in any sense. They have fumbled that debate 100%, and that is a fact. See? We'll just listen out the rest of the thing, and then we'll continue. We'll just make it play out so we can stop it, and then we'll just play out.
In the way they needed to be. I think, there were points when the JLP kind of went off, but it was less than the...
No, me have to answer the question, Tanisha. And this is why I said when I started the program that if I were Matthew Samuda, Kamina Johnson Smith, and Pernell Charles last night, I would not have shaken their hands, and I would have refused to hug any of them. Full stop. I would not have cared what the Jamaican people would want to say this morning, because Raymond Price went out of his way to be rude. Damian Crawford was rude to Matthew Samuda as well, and the lady was blatantly telling lies, and the Prime Minister, knowing that nothing no go so. And then you have persons analysing all of that and saying that the PNP won. How did the PNP won? What did the PNP say they will do as it relates to the questions? Or, for example, what would they do to make healthcare better? No, they don't answer the question there. Even though they veered off into something else and something personal. And then people like Emily Shields sit down on our platform last night. I said PNP win. So which debate Emily Shields did I watch? And then things I get we mad now. And then, sometimes we have to listen to this man, because I don't want to get disrespectful either.
But it was less than the PNP, and I think the PNP, the JLP stuck to answering the questions, especially with Matthew Samuda. They answered the question more directly and more pointedly. I thought whoever was doing the social media questions, and they asked some questions that were answered before. So I'm wondering if was that they never had enough social media questions or what, but two of those questions were asked before, right, and they asked them again, which I thought was a waste of time given the range of potential other.
And that proved to us that there was nobody on social media asking any question. Those questions was manufactured by whoever is controlling the debate. And that is my belief, that is my team's belief, and I believe we're factually correct. They tried to stitch up the Jamaica Labour Party last night to give the PNP an edge, but it backfired tremendously.
Questions that could have been asked, and it kind of threw me off in terms of the methodology of the debate, because that was distracting, and I think they ought to fix it for the next time.
Pete Sankey?
Sorry, I may have jumped ahead because I did say earlier that I believe the GLP was more prepared and the GLP won the debate to me tonight. One surprise question, and it came from social media about federal homes. I don't think anybody was expecting that one at all. But for those who have been covering the news for many, many years, Cliff would know that the federal homes have not been properly monitored from going back to the 1970s. Right? Yeah. So I'm not sure where they're going with that one. And there were some questions that were not answered. The one about the traffic. The traffic incentive.
When you tell me which somebody just come out and ask about funeral home regulation. When you tell me in the comment section, which person just come out and ask about funeral home regulation? Eh? And that is how we knew last night, right off the bat, that these questions was manufactured. And it sounded like the PNP was giving the questions, but you know, the way they go about answering them, they had to do it that way to make it seem as if they weren't giving the questions. But they fumble it, my people. They fumble it.
And following a big entertainment event, that one wasn't answered. The one about the guidance counselors in schools, that one wasn't answered either by any party. But it was a good debate. It was a good debate.
It was a good debate in parts. Yeah, yes. It was a good debate in parts. And I think on the PNP side, Sophia Fraser-Binns, was the best of the three.
Yes.
Yeah, she was the best.
I think Raymond could have, been more useful in trying to bring more substance to the debate. I think his style is such that if he had really added...
That's how it happen. When time you bring a man we have female tendency to a debate, when he get emotional, and get up in his feelings, him panty go end up in a twist, and him go start to chase like the big stinking girl that he is, and that's what happened last night. We continue to listen.
Substance to his manner. He would have been out of this world with manner and matter.
Yes.
He became a slave to rhetoric and snark.
Yeah, he was snarky, he was unkind. People don't like unkind debaters.
Didn't he come back with a closing argument that was pretty strong?
That is it with debating. Once you set a character in the debate and people meet that character, it's hard for you to come back from that. And people stop listening to you because they don't like you. So that happens. Even though I think you have to bring me back to that for me to say, okay, that wasn't bad, as opposed to, no man, throughout the debate, he had that character. And so when he came at the last part, you would have continued to follow him. But you shut him out by then because you're like, oh, Raymond, God, stick to the debate and stop with the unkindness. Exactly. But he didn't do that.
Was it Pete Sankey who said, in terms of preparation, the GLP side seemed better prepared?
Yes.
They also seemed to be in greater command of the issues, the policies. Yeah. For example, it was quite embarrassing when Matthew corrected Sophia.
Yes.
In saying, listen, we're talking about the Beach Control Act and not the Beach Access Act. I think that just typifies where they are in terms of their preparations and command of the issue.
I said it Friday, Cliff, I believe, that this night, the People's National Party need to show that they were prepared to take the reins of government, and they needed to put forward their members to suggest have a command of the issues, and we are ready to take over where the GLP, we believe, have failed. I think the Jamaican people over the last 9-10 years would have gotten used to the Matthew Samuda, the Kamina Johnson Smith, the Pernell Charles in terms of their roles in governance. And it has showed that they have grown into that role where they have a command and an understanding of the issues. And I feel that they delivered on that. And I feel the People's National Party failed to put forward themselves as an alternative.
Yeah.
And I think they forgot that what they're supposed to be doing is speaking to their manifesto in a convincing way. Like, you don't have to go searching for the information. You put forward your manifesto.
And speaking of that, Kamina Johnson Smith told us about some of the things where Students' Loan Bureau benefits are concerned in the JLP manifesto tomorrow. Yes. She let slip that there are some new things coming there.
Yes.
Anyway, I thought the JLP won and won decisively, largely due
to Matthew Samuda.
Captain Samuda. He made the difference between these two teams tonight. He did. Ricardo?
Yes, sir.
Where you saw a draw?
Yeah, I saw a draw because I think Colonel Charles didn't rise to the occasion in the way he needed to. As I said, Kamina Johnson Smith, I thought, had some stumbling moments. When I look at Team PNP, I don't agree with you all that Damian was the worst. I don't share that view. I think I found more of a balance across the board, apart from Raymond's ugliness. But then, because of how strong Matthew Samuda was, as the people on the road will say, it's good out. Yeah, that's how I saw it.
Let me ask you.
So when we ask him, this person on the phone, so who on the team PNP match Matthew Samuda's energy? Who was as fiery and as factual and punctual on the PNP team as Matthew Samuda? Because as far as I am concerned, Damian Crawford fumbled a lot. The lady in the middle, whatever her name is, she did not know half of what she was saying. You know, Damian Crawford, on the other hand, answered question, inserting things in there that wasn't even relevant to the question that had asked, or that was asked of him. And Raymond Price, like me say, was a complete bitch last night. Girl, complete last night. I don't know what that they can put in front of a television screen last night, our phone screen then. And for them run him from there, then come and say PNP win and PNP job. Come like I'm mad.
Though, Ricardo, you said that you don't believe Damian Crawford performed poorly in terms of relative to the rest of the team.
I don't think he was the worst. No,
okay, very well. But let me ask you, in terms of what was expected of him going in terms of his performance in other venues such as the Senate and other areas on the political platform, don't you believe that he fell short of what would be expected of him?
Yeah, but falling short of an expectation is not failure.
Yes.
In the perception of the people?
No, I disagree. the fact that you have set up an expectation for him that he didn't meet, I don't think that's fair.
Who did you say as the leader in the team?
Because if I do that, then across the board, all six of them didn't meet the mark.
Who did you say as the leader of the PNP team going in?
That's something. I didn't set up that kind of analysis in my mind.
Oh.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Oh. So you all have set up an expectation for him that you all think he didn't meet, but I don't.
Because Damian, with the greatest of respect to Raymond and Sophia, is the most senior of the three in terms of the rankings in the opposition.
True.
Yeah, he's the most senior.
He's a former minister. He has served as for longer than the others, as well as being an MP.
Yes, and he now shadows the very important role of education, which is a very senior position.
No, see, if Damian Crawford was to take over the education minister, all of who did bright already, I will get back duns. And if people them with duns already, I will get duns rare. I remember somebody telling you, Jamaica.
In the shadow cabinet. And therein lies why people would think that in terms of the expectations, he was or should have been the leader. Yeah? Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
So, all right. So, we'll get that out of the way. And I wanted to get my little jobs in. The PNP, in my estimation, lost and lost massively last night in that debate. Now, back to my people of Westmoreland. Now, I started watching the happenings down there in Westmoreland as the crowd was gathering in White House yesterday. As the Prime Minister make his way to White House, I was watching, and White House is a PNP strong hell. See? And as I saw the crowd pour in, I said to myself, you know, usually we don't see this kind of support for the Labour Party in places like these. These are PNP strong hells. HELLS. See? And I was elated to see my people. I was so happy to see that persons came out and the tour got going. And then the Prime Minister got to Darlistan. And as he makes his way through to Darlistan, and I saw persons coming out of their homes, waving flags. Hey, on the top tier, the tree them, Jamaica hot. We're not gonna make sunburn me up, you know. What I'm telling you. As he make his way into Darlistan, my people, last night, Darlistan Square. And big up Daniel Lawrence. You know, the people absolutely love Daniel Lawrence. And it shows, my people. You know, the people absolutely love Andrew Holness. And it shows. And I am glad, you know, I am glad that the people have seen the work of this government. They have seen the love of the Prime Minister. They have seen the work of MP Daniel Lawrence. And I want to congratulate them in doing all that they could and all that they can, and is still doing people of Eastern Westmoreland. You know, I, as a Westmorelandite myself, is certainly happy to see them taking over Westmoreland. For some 40 odd years, Eastern Westmoreland have been in the hand of the PNP. Sorry, the PNCO. We have renamed them. They are no longer the PNP under Mark Golding. They are the PNCO under his leadership, the People's National Criminal Organization, filled with criminals and criminal elements. That is what Norman Manley's party is today, a criminal enterprise. As the Prime Minister went, I saw persons dashing them baby on him, kids wanting to touch him, adults wanting to touch him. I have never seen that from PJ. I've never seen that, not even from Bruce. I've never seen that from Michael Manley, from all of the clips that I've seen from the past. And I can squarely tell you guys that Andrew Michael Holness, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, is the most loved Prime Minister today, and he has managed to turn Eastern Westmoreland green. Eastern Westmoreland is completely green, and I would have told you guys on several occasions not to worry about Daniel Lawrence. He's a man that is on the ground with the people. You know, him probably not on the phone, and he not on TikTok, and he not on Facebook. I see him on Facebook. You know, he's not a big social media person, but he's on the ground, and he has a very effective team, a very good team down there in Eastern Westmoreland. So Daniel Lawrence and team, big up on yourself. Much love, much respect. Shower labor rights. Now, as he moved out at Darlistan and was on his way, making his way, weaving and bobbing, and making his way down to Central Westmoreland, he would have stopped in Belmont, no, in Bethel Town. He would have stopped, and the live was a bit patchy there, so I didn't get to see a lot of that. But you know, a crowd gathered there. Bethel Town is Mayor Delance's division, so the mayor of Savlamar, that is his division, I was told, and the people absolutely came out in support and in solidarity of the Jamaica Labour Party yesterday. So there's a green wave moving across the island, my people. And, you know, it is a good look for the Jamaica Labour Party. You know, as he waves and bobs and he stops in Witan yesterday and he came out of the vehicle. Witan, part of Witan is traditionally JLP anyway. So the supporters came out and they showed support to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister spoke to them, then move on. He proceeded to go down into Petersfield and then he stopped, spoke to two old ladies at the side of the road, you know, and took pictures. And all in all, you know, when I was absolutely proud as he makes his way down to Dunbar's River in Savlamar, both sides of the street was lined with supporter. You know, we have never seen anything like that in Westmoreland Central ever. Both sides of the street was lined with supporter, and as he makes his way down into my community, going past Comingle, going down into Rivertop, and making his way to Crossroads in Russia. And I start to see persons that I know that are die-hearted PNP was clad in green. Me I tell them about people when I grew up with, people when I know personally. I saw them clad in green attire, waving flags, calling out Andrew Holness. I felt good, my people. I was emotional, to say the least, to see that my parish who have suffered. And if you look at the videos of the Prime Minister going through the communities, you will see that there's still a lot of work to be done. And it is like that because Savlamar itself is a municipality. Said Mayor of Betheltown, Mayor of Savlamar, Danry Delancey, is responsible for the upkeeping of the infrastructure in Savlamar. And if you look, when the Prime Minister is going through, you see a lot of bad roads still. You know why? It is like that because Mayor Delancey, Dwayne Vaz, and the PNP have decided that they will not take on any rehabilitation roads work. They will not do anything to upkeep the township of Savlamar, and they won't do it because if they don't do it, people will see that it is not done. Then they will say that JLP have been in power for 9 years and George Wright have been there for 5 years, and those things are not being done. However, they did not account for a person like me that is from the ground. I know the politics and I am known to the people, and the people know me because of my family and know of our integrity and our hard work in my township. See? And they trust me. I have been for the last 2 years and more, particularly just before the last local government election, I have been on this issue non-stop. Now, I have always been political. I have always been doing political vlogs or blogs. See? However, in the last 2 years, 2.5 years, I have been on this issue of educating my people down there in Westmoreland. See? As it relates to the responsibility and the role of the municipal corporation. And I believe I am not going to take any credit for, I am not going to take most of the credit. Some credit should be given to me. I am sure that persons would have listened to me. See? But people down there in Westmoreland would have seen the light, basically. And they would have seen the Prime Minister doing work all over Jamaica. They have seen the things that even Westmoreland itself have gotten. And they're starting to really look into themselves now and realize that for 59 years combined, the PNP have been in Westmoreland Central. 59 years combined. Now your granny today might be 60 years old or 65 years old. So from your granny is as small as you. The PNP have been in Westmoreland. And we have absolutely nothing to show for it. And I am glad that my people is starting to wake up now. They're starting to see the PNP for what and who they are. They have not done well for us, and that is an absolute fact. Now, they will not like me for saying these things. It is raw politics. This is what it is. If the Labour Party is not doing anything, I am sure the PNP will want to point that out. You know, I have taken it up on myself to try and to educate my people as to what they deserve. We deserve water. We deserve light. We deserve good road. We are also tax-paying people in Westmoreland as well. We pay tax. As a matter of fact, the Westmoreland municipality collects more tax than most municipality in Jamaica. You know, when the tax take is taken at the end of every tax year, Westmoreland comes in as one of the top tax takers with 78% of all taxes collect in any 1 year. See? Now, I have been told through the grapevine that the Mayor Delancey, through the parochial revenue fund, collects $26 million every month from Desmond Mackenzie. I was told that from a reputable source. Mayor Delancey collects $26 million every month through something we call a parochial revenue fund. And they also have other funds plus emergency funds that they can go through. Now, they have purposely, over the last 4 years, refused to clean any one drain. They have purposely refused to clean, to fix any one road in the constituency, purely because they want the Jamaican people living in Westmoreland Central to blame George Wright for not fixing any roads. When they get the money to clean the drains, to sweep the street, to do patching, to do all of these things, and they refuse to do it, my people. Now listen to me. It is not in any of us best interest for me to lie to you. When you really look at it, and you look at the facts, and look into it, for 59 years, this current crop of PNP that is in the municipal corporation, meaning councillors and mayor, they have been there for the last 36 years. It has not been changed from PNP to JLP, the municipal corporation. The parish council is run by the PNP for the last 36 years. I am 35 years old. They have been there before I was born. I am a big man with kids of my own now. See? And they have failed the people. So when I see the Prime Minister going through the town and the people is so elated and so happy to see, and they recognize the work that he's doing, and one thing I must thank my Prime Minister for, and this make me so emotional. I have lost countless amount of friends. I have lost family members to crime and violence, gun violence. Enough people I know, enough people I grew up with is not here today. And the people of Westmoreland is grateful to the Prime Minister for the states of emergency and the Zozos. I would thank him very much. And I want to tell the people of Westmoreland that more is to come from this government. The Prime Minister has been a man of his word. Every single thing that he said to the Jamaican people that he will do, I have seen it. You know, it can't happen overnight. It can't happen overnight. See? So take that out of your mind. But he has delivered. He said that one day we will be able to sleep with our windows and doors open, and he's making the conditions for it. That means it will happen eventually. See? He promised us water, and they have started the build out. They have started the build out from Trelawney coming into St. James, which will go into Hanover and come into Westmoreland. See? They have started. Under the Bruce Golden-led government, ground was broken in Paradise to build a hotel in Paradise in Savlamar that will create 3,000 jobs. And when the PNP came to power, listen to this. When the PNP came to power, the PNP decided to put a hold on the people that was trying to build that hotel in Paradise. You know why? PNP want to keep Westmoreland poor, because as long as you are independent of them, as long as you can look after yourself, you won't need them. And it is Andrew Holness, when he came back to government, gave the grade so that hotel can be built in Westmoreland. And the Westmoreland municipality who have sat there, it is their job to go out and find commerce, to find enterprises, and to find people to come into the space and create jobs so persons can be employed, so people can get financial independence. The PNP is not good for us, Westmoreland. They are not good for us. They do not mean us well. I'm continue to tell you no. Listen to me, you know. We are better off in the hands of the Jamaica Labour Party. See? We are better off. Andrew Holness is a trustworthy man. And when he's gain word, he's not going beyond that. See? The PNP up till this time still cannot tell us how they can to grow the economy of Jamaica. Without the economy, we cannot have any of the things that the PNP promise. You know, hear me, I tell you no. So don't be fooled, my people in Westmoreland. Do not be fooled. You know, stick with George Wright. And from all look of things, George Wright is safely in the green. See? And one time you look at, you know what really surprised me? You know what really surprised me? When I saw the Prime Minister enter Granger last night, and as far as the eyes can see, the Labour Rights was out in their numbers supporting Garfield James. So you see all of the people them who was following behind Moreland Wilson and talking about no Moreland, no vote. We not fall in line and do this to Andrew Holness, because Andrew Holness have done great work for all of us. And no one man, neither Andrew Holness, nobody is greater than the JLP and the Jamaica Labour Party. See? Anybody can be replaced. Anybody. See? So don't fall in line. Come back in the fold. Do not follow behind Moreland Wilson. And do not follow behind some of the so-called Labour right vlogger them where they on TikTok. We are talking about one Moreland. We don't follow behind them. See? Come back in the fold. Join with the party and let's continue the progress. Let's continue the march to victory. Let's continue moving Jamaica from poverty to prosperity. It is right that we keep George Wright. See? We must continue with Danny. See? And we must install Mr. James up there in Western Westmoreland. 30 years Wickham McNeil did in Western Westmoreland, and a lot of places in Western Westmoreland, you will not believe it, does not even have a power line to get electricity. There's persons in Western Westmoreland today that is still buying kerosene oil to put in their lamps to have light at night. You don't believe that, Jamaica? That is still happening in Westmoreland today. See? May I read some of my comment them I know. I'm going to start up so. Can you imagine PNP cannot counteract the achievement book like they can't do that? How them do that? Mark Reynolds a pure fucking liar telling. Okay, Mark Reynolds, whatever your name is. Jacqueline Thomas, after you, DUJON. Hats off to you, DUJON. You are very courageous and warm to your people. Of course, I'm a people them, man. I love my people them, You see when me see them down there one night time, make cause a scamming them a live bad and start kill off them one another people them where whole we grew up and play football, Whole we are cooking in a one yard, See, me remember one day one heap we go a river go catch some mudfish and we scale them and cook them. And so when we cook them with ketchup. So we cook them and we name the fish and rice. I saw some mud we are tasting. We go a river go catch mudfish and we scale them and then I saw some mud we are taste. Me remember me plant some sweet potato in the sun and the potato then grow bigger than me. And we don't top fry sweet potato. Whole of we me tell us if me yard full, sometime I'll 30, 40 away over there, We are playing Nintendo 64. We are cook. We are watch movie. See? So we used to live. And when me see look at you, them me grew up with. Whole of we grew up together. Everybody know everybody mother. Everybody know everybody father. Everybody know everybody sister, uncle, brother, cousin. And me look at you, then start kill off themselves. My ball. I am sure one of them time I want memory go come up with me on Facebook a ball. On Facebook a ball and I ask them say, yo, why? Why you not live so? Because of money? Enough youth when I grew up with dead. They're not there today. See? God Almighty know. And it hurt my heart and I wanted to see something happen with that. I wanted to see And many lives could have been saved, you know, if the PNP had taken action earlier. And they refuse. Me not get to Negril yet, you know. Me so reach a Negril. Me still a chatty a go up the line. See? And the PNP refuse to do anything to alleviate the pressures of poverty and the youths them in Jamaica. And that is why a lot of the violence that is where a lot of the violence was being fueled from people. So when me say Westmoreland come back to peace now, we need some money, like me keep on saying. We need couple $1 billion to fix up with infrastructure and fix up the place a little bit more. And I'm sure the Prime Minister will get to it. I heard George Wright advocating for a new wharf in Savlamar last night. And we have the space for it. We have the old fort. We also have a wharf further down from the market. And we have the space for it. So, you know, if we can get one little cruise dock down there too, and people can dock down there, because the hotel that will come on the coastline further up from where the wharf would be, you know, people can come off of the boat there, so, and, you know, either take a boat, go up to the hotel or whatever. So there's I see some kind of point to George's ask yesterday, you know, and it is time we develop Savlamar. And I am telling you now, Westmoreland Central, before we go to Western properly, you know, I have been one of the persons who have been very vocal. You know, I have gotten countless amount of death threats. Persons who have stopped talking to me, persons that I grew up with, have stopped talking to me because I am advocating in a non-violent way. I am, would say, a product of my environment also. I grew up with a positive father, a well-thinking father, a hard-working father. And I was also around negative energy. A lot of people that I grew up with, you know, I say they are not here today. That negative influence did not rub off on me because I wanted to make my father proud and my family. My family have a little name in the town of Savlamar. And I always thought about them and, you know, the positions that they hold in Savlamar. So I do not want to do anything to disrespect my namesake, you know, and I steer clear of a lot of those things. But, you know, I always wanted good for my community. I always wanted good for my town. I never understand why people follow behind the PNP, because I have watched since the age of 12 years old. I have been watching the political space. I've been political savvy since I was 12 years old, and I've been watching, and the PNP have failed us tremendously. I would reiterate today that the PNP is not one that we should ever look to save the people of Westmoreland. You know, they have had the place for a long time and did nothing to alleviate the pressures, and that is just the fact. Anybody don't like that, so you go. Much respect to the CMA. Now let's get into Western properly. Now, when George Wright, big up yourself, Claudette Henry, big up yourself, good morning. Now when Melody, big up yourself as well. You know, when me see my wife did post it a while ago, me say me I'll get back to it. Oh, proud is an understatement, baby. You fight for your people. We appreciate you. Alright, baby, big up yourself. And my wife is also one of the warriors them behind the scenes, my people. She love the Labour Party. She's a Labourite true and true. And, you know, God could have never sent me a better wife. You know, me did want to look at PNP woman one at a time. And you know she do? She tell me, say, come off I media. Come off. People say that, yeah, disrespect them. Come off I media. I never run away, my people. I stuck with my people and I continue to advocate for them. And I continue to talk for their best interests, my people. And it has paid off. You know, like I said, I am not taking much of the credit because the Prime Minister have work. But, you know, for the little that I will take, you know, I have been vocal and very loud in telling my people that the PNP is not good for us. Now let's get into the meat of the matter as it relates to Western and Westmoreland. As George Wright swap over last night to Garfield James and they rode into Grangeville, I was so happy to see so much Labour rights in Grangeville. And members, I'm telling you, say Grangeville is usually PNP, capital HELL. See? And the PNP have left Grange Hill to fester. Countless hundreds of people have been murdered in Grange Hill, some of them innocently because family involved in a whatever. That is how dunce some of these people were. See? They go around taking your life because them and your family in a bangarang. So they see and do things. See? Now, the people of Grange Hill is eternally, like the people of Savlamar is eternally grateful to this Prime Minister for stepping in when he did, bringing in legislation, bringing in the framework. You know, the PNP, after the JLP brought in the states of emergency and the Zozos, Mark Golding, who come to Westmoreland promising everything like him a Santa Claus. You remember Mark Golding? When you see him down the Wadia, Grange Hill, he took this government to court to demand that the government end the states of emergency and the Zozos. Mark Golding did that. Mark Golding took this government to court to end the states of emergency and put an end to the Zozos. The same state of emergency and the same Zozo that brought down crime and violence in Savlamar and in Grange Hill now. How people then can live in a peace. Mark Golding, who come to the Westmoreland people on 5 occasions already, telling them to vote for him because he is better. He did that. So if it was left down to Mark Golding, probably whole of Grange Hill would have empty and he can't get down there to buy. Because most that he did want. You don't trust Mark Golding. Please, me I beg you. You don't trust the PNP. They do not have our best interests at heart, Western Westmoreland. Do not even think about electing Ian Scales. 15 years Ian Scales did in Western Hanover, and nothing do we have to show for it in Western Hanover. The people then have nothing. See? And he held cabinet position as well. So let me read some comment, my people. Jacqueline say, heart of love, big up yourself, blessing my father, big up, you know. Mr. Taylor. Big up yourself, Dujan, Delroy Foot, big up yourself. Jesus Child say, good morning, Dujan. Why is it that you never give me a shout out? Big up yourself, Jesus Child. Marbury Hall say, big up yourself, Dujan, big up yourself, my boss. Mabel, sorry, Hall. Grange Hill, Square Shot. Exactly, shock Shanice as well. Shanice ball out when he see it, she couldn't believe. You advocate for your people and it goes to show. Big up yourself again, Melody. Valentina said, beside every successful man is a strong, able, brilliant woman. I am assuming that ABD mean. Alright. Good morning, Dujan. I'm having goosebumps to hear that Central Westmoreland is still standing with George Wright. Of course, we not give up. We not give up George Wright, who stood with us. When Dwayne Vaz lose, Dwayne Vaz resign, saying in done. People they are ungrateful and then wicked. Dwayne Vaz, who was selling Dwayne Vaz was selling the you call them card that we get to go out, the farmer card. Dwayne Vaz was selling them to the citizens of Central Westmoreland, selling them. He got them to help the people to better themselves. And Dwayne Vaz was selling them 300,000 or more. See? So Dwayne Vaz not come there to help nobody. See? He not come there to help nobody. So we must forget about him. So we have to stay with George Wright. Anyway, we continue with the tour. So I'm giving you the tour verbally, my people. So as it relates to where did they go after Grange Hill last night? They went to Little London. And as they made their way to Little London, this is the dead of night, you know, my people. Persons are lying in the streets, even in a bush. People are lying in the streets. We see the Prime Minister. You see them the road there where the Prime Minister take for go to Little London last night. Them the road there no-go area. Couple of years ago, people don't go there after 6 o'clock at night time. Yeah. That the road they abandoned. See? Today, people are using that route like it is a normal route. Some people not even bother go a sub for go Hanover anymore. then go a Grangeville and go through the road there and go a Hanover. See, this government has made that condition for us, and we must continue to allow them to continue the progress that they have made. Mark Golding, and you can see from the team last night that there is no leaders in there anymore. And the PNP is a jalap, you know, my people. Let's just say it, because that is what it is. You know, you have a car and the car did it for many years and it beat up and all and you stop take care, right? That is the PNP now, a jalapy, my people. See? I must. So as the motorcade get into Liquor London, Ian Hayes was in Liquor London not long ago as well, and he tell the people them say JLP are wicked and they don't do nothing for Liquor London. Last night Liquor London came out in full support of this government and the Prime Minister, and everybody want. And let me just say this. It is all good and well for you to come out and gyrate up yourself and run go take picture of the Prime Minister and all of this. But I must say to you guys, go and put it beside the bell. Make certain so you do it. It is very important to return this Prime Minister, because I'm telling you something what happened in Westmoreland one day. During the local government election, the Prime Minister would have one of the biggest spot meetings in Westmoreland Central in the local government election. He had a massive spot meeting downtown Savlamar in the middle of the road. And when the ballots was counted, the people of Westmoreland Central voted handsomely for Julian Chang. See? So, I am imploring all of you, not just out there and run up and down in a green. Go out and vote. Make certain so no silly victory for Andrew Holness. Go out and vote. Do not be complacent, my people. And may I talk to all door agents and persons working in the polling stations. Uno do not take no yaya for nothing, PNP a thief and criminal. And you hear me I tell you? Them a kitten puss. Now, as the Prime Minister make his way to Sheffield again, the street was completely lined with people wanting to see the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is absolutely loved by the people of Jamaica, and I never seen it in Westmoreland. You know, I lay down on my pillow last night and water come out of my eye. You know, we never seen nothing like this in a history of Westmoreland. As much as they say people did love Roger Clark and people did love Carl Blight and people did love PJ, not even PJ never get them a reception in a Westmoreland. See? Not even PJ. And the people line the street of Sheffield, and when the Prime Minister got to Sheffield, Sheffield was completely blocked as well. Liquor London was blocked. Grangeville was blocked. You know, and I say everywhere going problem. You know. One thing I love about the Prime Minister, though, even though he might run late, him stop, him responsive to the people, him take picture with the people, them, the girl, they want a picture. And may I tell you know why he win the election? The woman they love him. And the woman them go vote for him. Them go vote for him. May I tell you no? And the woman name more, especially in Westmoreland, the whole of man name dead. Whole of man name dead at Westmoreland, you know. We have 5 women to 1 man at Westmoreland, you know. See? So I should even tell you that, because we don't want to know no boy I'll migrate from where I come from. I come in Westmoreland, go look after woman them, you know. See? But anyway, no 5 man name dead, my people. So we have about 5 or 6 women to 1 man in Westmoreland. See? So the woman never come out and vote for the Prime Minister. So be have no illusion. They love George Wright, they love Danny Lawrence up in Eastern, and the people is there with Garfield James. And Garfield James is a man that one and both divide, so he might carry people from both sides with him, you know. And I am confident of a victory for the entire Westmoreland, my people, you know. I'm ready to comment again. Julian Chang, she don't have no shame. I don't know what she's hanging on to. JPU said Julian Chang was kicked out of the PNP WhatsApp group. DUJON, all those people come from Westmoreland and Negril, every single one of them. The people you see in a Grangeville people them that. People you see in a Liquor London people that. People we are seeing at Sheffield people that. People we are seeing at Negril, everybody together. People we are seeing at Central Westmoreland, and the people them walk with the Prime Minister from he enter the town at Dunbar's River. People walk with him until he exit the town at Hendon last night. See? We have some footage of that, but we will play them when we get to StreamYard probably another time. But tonight, people, I have exclusive as it relates to the whole Julian Chang thing that is going on in Central Westmoreland, in the division of Savlamar South. I will be going through some issues tonight. I am aware that I was told that she did get kicked out of our WhatsApp group. So the same information that Natalie have. Is it JPU? JPU have. I have that information and some more. You know, so stay tuned. Make sure on a subscribe channel, my people. If you're not subscribed, turn on the post notification bell. I will be leaving you guys at this juncture, but I'll be live tonight. I was not live last night because of the happenings and then the debate, and I did not want to miss a beat, my people. But I'll be live this evening, 6 p.m. Well, we know that there's a big mass meeting in Jamaica today, in Montego Bay this evening. However, I will try to come on probably an hour earlier later so we can go through the whole thing. See, let me read the comment before I go here. The PNP is the children's choice. The PM, is the children's choice. Manuscript say, choose Jamaica. Yes, do not be complacent. We need follow through vote because the odds are against us. JLP are still underdogs in the fight. Yes, the PM is loved by woman for true. A real thing. Here one after the last night. Here one of them last night. Good body Andrew, yeah. Sam Sharp Square, here we come. Alright, the PM. I remember when nobody go hang out and no wind and drop off and bust up on yourself. Careful. See? Broke hand and broke foot can't vote. We're not going in the hospital. And the PNP full of energy. We not do imported crowd at Westmoreland. Exactly my wife. Devon Walker, what I was thinking Marky G can't win, but I was looking around in PNP party and there is no one beside maybe Phillips. That's what I said, you know. There's nobody except not Philip Palwell. There's no one there that can hold over the party until they find a leader except Philip Palwell. I believe Julian Robinson maybe can fill in, but him not so versatile himself. But you know, he would be a cool head for now until they can replace him with somebody. So they must can coach and probably find somebody until he hold over the party. Big up DUJON, enough respect. Big up Claudette. And big up to all of the persons yesterday who sent me super thanks again. Big up on yourself. Much love, much respect. DUJON, what time you coming on? So I'll be on between 5:36 p.m. Jamaica time later on, because you know the conference, the rally that will happen in Sam Sharp Square later, and I am doing a bit of research around certain little things I want to come forth with later on. So may I go through some document, and once I go through the document, I will come and I will tell you guys what I have for you guys later on. See? So big up on yourself. Much love, much respect. Please subscribe, like I said, if you have not subscribed yet. And big up 173 persons who gave me a thumbs up. I'll see you later. Shower labor rights.